How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Lycan, and today we are going to be talking about the updated leaks. So yeah, it looks like they've got more information about Jon. So we're going to take a look at that. I haven't even read it yet. I just read pretty much the one change from the 16th, which was a couple days ago. But anyways, before we jump into it, I do have a question for you guys. I know that this season has been getting a lot of hate, and it's valid. It's a bad season. It's a really bad season. They've pretty much ruined the series. But yeah, I want to know, what is your guys' favorite thing so far about the series? I think, honestly, in my opinion, there's only two really good things about this season. One was Tormund, and two was Maisie Williams. I mean, that's pretty much all I got. So I think my favorite thing about this season so far has just been, it's been Tormund. Like, Bronn was my favorite character, but they've pretty much done away with him. But Tormund was just, he was awesome. He was awesome. So anyways, I want to know what your guys' favorite thing about the show has been so far. Try not to be negative. Like, I know this season sucks, but tell me something good. Tell me one thing good that you've taken away from this season so far. But yeah, also before we jump into it real quick, I do want to say thank you guys so much for all the views, the likes, the comments. You guys have been absolutely lovely, and I appreciate it. If you guys would subscribe, it would help out so much. I'm trying to reach 10,000 subscribers as soon as possible. We will be doing a giveaway, and yeah, it would just be awesome. If half of you guys subscribed, we would have already been there by now. We'd already been there like yesterday. We'd have been at 20,000. So yeah, if you guys would subscribe, that would be absolutely amazing. But anyways, let's check out the new leaks before we get ready for the episode tomorrow. So it says on May 16th, we did cover the May 15th leaks. It says new information from Clegane Bowl leaker Source 8, henceforth known as Super Macho Chi-Chi Man, outline a final episode and context about Jon's ending. We have a major summary update. The Q&A might result in slight updates / clarifications to the summary, and more questions will be answered tomorrow, which was supposed to be, I guess, on the 17th, but it didn't come out. But apparently this is the same guy who leaked Clegane Bowl, with his helmet getting knocked off and all that good stuff, getting tackled through a brick wall and dying by fire. So he got all of that right, so let's see what else he has to say. So we're just going to read over the summary completely again because it looks like it's changed quite a bit. It says, Jon, Davos, and Tyrion are walking through the aftermath of King's Landing. Tyrion walks through what's left of the castle and sees Jaime's hand, so he starts to uncover the rubble, and he confirms both Cersei and Jaime are dead. Oh man, I didn't even think about Tyrion actually finding them. That's crazy. They find Grey Worm and his men. They have Lannister soldiers trapped, and they're about to kill them. So they're still going on. So it's going to pick up like right after. Jon tries to tell Grey Worm to stop. Grey Worm tells Jon that it's the Queen's orders. Jon and Tyrion are upset. At some point, Dany is walking downstairs, and Jon sees her, and the dragon is behind her, and it looks like she has giant dragon wings. We did cover that part. Then they cut to Dany giving a speech, pretty much saying how she freed the people from King's Landing, and the new goal is freeing the rest of the world. Dany turns to Tyrion and tells him he committed treason. He gives himself up. Tyrion tells her that she killed thousands of innocent people, and he takes off the hand's pin and throws it. Dany sends him to prison. Oh my God. This must just be like in Revelation of his brother and sister's death, because that's insane. Tyrion tries to convince Jon to turn on Dany. So that means Jon must be visiting him in prison or something, because I doubt he's going to say it in front of everybody. His family will never be safe because it threatens Dany's legitimacy. We've talked about that. He's also convinced by Tyrion that his family will never be safe because he presents a threat to her rule, obviously being Aegon Targaryen. Jon goes to see her, and she's sitting on the Iron Throne alone, and Jon tells her that she needs to stop this madness and that Grey Worm killed the Lannisters' army from the previous scene. Dany tells Jon that she's doing it for the people. Jon pretends to understand her. When her guard is down, he stabs her with his dagger. Holy shit. Drogon comes in and is standing over her body, and he burns or melts the Iron Throne and carries her away with his feet. All right, so that's kind of weird. Like, if Drogon's right there, she could, I don't know. That's just going to be really, really interesting. And you think Drogon wouldn't torch Jon? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's because he's still a Targaryen. I'm not sure. That just sounds really, really weird. But anyways, it says I'm talking stupid. It says Grey Worm has Tyrion and Jon as his prisoners. Wow. The council is led by Sansa. He apparently tells Grey Worm to release Jon back to them, but he refuses. Tyrion is in front of the council as a prisoner of Grey Worm. He isn't making decisions yet. He is content with being a prisoner. He makes suggestions only. Apparently, he's been in prison for weeks. That's when Tyrion says that the new king or queen should decide what happens to Jon. Sam suggests for a democratic vote for the new king. Tyrion calls that idea stupid. He actually calls it stupid. The council votes and decides Bran should be the king. Bran picks Tyrion as his hand maybe they start pushing this into something that like Bran can see everything. He knows the truth behind everything, so he would make a good king. Even though it's super weird because he obviously didn't even want to be the Lord of Winterfell. He didn't want to be Warden of the North or anything. So the fact that he would take that, I don't know. Like, they completely ruined his character. Bran was pretty much the most worthless character this whole season, and I thought he was going to be one of the most important. So, yeah, this is super weird. It says, Bran picks Tyrion as his hand. Tyrion tells Jon that his punishment is going back to the Wall and joins the Night's Watch. What? Why is there even a Night's Watch? Tyrion said Grey Worm wanted him dead and Sansa wanted him back home so nobody is getting what they want. It's a fair compromise. So Tyrion is just being stupid. And why in the world did they misspell Tyrion's name right there? That's silly. Tyrion. Come on now. Grey Worm accepts Jon's punishment. He doesn't bend the knee, leaves with his troops and Dothraki on ships to go free slave cities. I could see him doing that. He's pretty much on a warpath. He lost Missandei. He doesn't have any balls, or he doesn't have a wiener either. So, I mean, he's got nothing left. Poor guy. She's going to explore whatever. Oh, wait. It says, I missed a part. All right, he goes to free the slave cities. They show Tyrion leading the council. Jon says goodbye to Sansa and Arya. Arya tells him that she isn't going back home. She's going to explore whatever is west of Westeros because that's where no one has been, and she is no one. The final scene is a closing montage. You see Arya on a ship, Sansa ruling Winterfell, and Jon, Ghost, Tormund, and a bunch of wildlings leaving the Wall and heading north. All right, so if Jon ends up with Tormund and Ghost, I'm happy. I'm happy with Jon's ending. I'm not happy with how it got there, but you know what? Jon being reunited with Ghost and Tormund, I like it. I like it. That's really about all they can do that would actually make me even remotely a little bit happy. It says council members Samwell Tarly, the Grand Maester, Davos Seaworth, Master of Ships, Bronn, Master of Coin, and Highgarden. All right, so he was probably the one in green, right? Yeah, he's probably the one in green then that they kept talking about. Brienne, not sure, Lord Commander of the Kingsguard. Yara Greyjoy, Lord of the Iron Islands. Robin Arryn, Lord of the Kingdom of the Mountain and the Vale. Gendry Baratheon, Lord of Storm's End. Jon Royce, Lord of Runestone. Hound doesn't get mentioned. Podrick is willing around Bran and he protects him with his... All right, we won't go there. Laria Sand doesn't get mentioned. Sam mentions that they see Drogon in some location but aren't sure. All right, that's pretty vague. Bran just says, I'll look for him. They don't have a Master of Laws and Whispers. Tyrion is looking for the right people to fill those spots. All right, so now this is saying that Tyrion lives, which I guessed from the beginning. I completely guessed that Tyrion was going to live. And Jon, by the way. But I also thought Dany was going to live, but that was just being a little naive. Whew, so it says alternate ending, less likely is Tyrion's trial. We've already talked about it. It's in the Dragon Pit. There's a major scene. It has no Jon and Dany or dragons. But, yeah, we've already pretty much talked about this. The unidentified men, never bets against his family. He falls to his knees. And, yeah, he thinks that people at King's Landing deserved it. So they basically, that alternate ending pretty much completely twists Tyrion. So, yeah, why would he say that he thinks the people of King's Landing deserved it? Like, he obviously knew what Dany was doing was wrong. So, yeah, I can't see that at all. Can't see that at all. So, yeah, I did think that there was going to be a trial, which I still do, in the Dragon's Pit, just because we have to see the Dragon Pit. We had confirmation that they were filming there, so something has to happen in the Dragon Pit. But, yeah, I can't see Tyrion being like, yeah, all these people deserved it. Like, he's always tried to look out for the greater good, I feel like, you know? But you never know, because they completely ruined Dany and they completely ruined Jaime, so why not ruin Tyrion as well? I mean, they've already made him really stupid when he was the smartest character on the show. It says combined endings, which I thought was previously going to happen, but that was until they've released all this other information. It says King's Council seems most likely as multiple scenes can be cheaply shot. However, few will have graphic effects or sound added. Tyrion will die of a speech, is spared, and joins the King's Council. That kind of sounds right. So it really looks like Bran is going to be the king. After all that, Bran is going to be the king. Like, what the hell? You can't tell me, George R.R. Martin, that you are going to make Bran the king. So if your ending is pretty much the same as this show, but it just gets there in a different way, it better take a way different road, because Bran as the king right now absolutely makes no sense to me whatsoever. If they end it with Bran being the king, this show already is pretty much at the top of biggest flops ever, but this show will be pointless. The whole show will be pointless. You can't tell me that Bran wins the Game of Thrones, because that's what it comes down to. Whoever's king pretty much won the Game of Thrones. In the you know, in the overall aspect of it. So yeah, if you're telling me that Bran wins the Game of Thrones, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I just don't. So I'm kind of hoping that this is fake. But they're like 98% right about everything so far. So I am very scared for this last episode. We already pretty much know that Dany's going to die. Jon is going to be exiled. And Tyrion, I think Tyrion's going to live. So yeah, it looks like Tyrion's going to become kind of like back, you know, being Hand of the King. And oh my God, I don't even know what to say. I think if you made it this far without answering my question, don't even worry about it, because this would pretty much just ruin the whole season completely. Like, it's already pretty much gone, but this is just the cherry on top. Like, I've even been watching interviews and stuff where the cast just, they don't sound happy about it. I was watching something with the guy who plays Jaime, Nicolaj Coster-Waldau, or however you say his name. He was talking about how he has been arguing pretty much with the writers about his character since season 4. And yeah, I can tell why, because that's pretty much when they started losing the books. Like, I guess he was so used to reading ahead and knowing what Jaime was going to do, and then they wouldn't give him any information. So yeah, this is terrible, guys. This is absolutely terrible. So hopefully it's fake. Like, I started this video because I hadn't read all this yet, because I still thought that Bran being king was way out there. But now the way that they're talking about it and stuff, I would say it's going to happen. Like, if I had to put money on it, I would say Bran's going to be king. And that is so stupid. I don't even want to talk about this anymore. I don't even want to talk about it. We'll see you guys in that next video. There'll probably be another one this evening. I'm not sure what we're going to talk about. I kind of want to get into like everything that's been wrong with this season so far. What would you guys think about that? Would you guys like to see any other videos before tomorrow night? Because after tomorrow night, I'm not too sure if I want to make any more Game of Thrones videos. We'll be moving on to something else. What other kinds of content would you guys want to see? My subscribers, you guys are booming right now. I know it's mostly just because I put out these leaks and stuff, but I want to hear everything you guys have to say. So keep leaving your comments. I appreciate it. Drop me a thumbs up if you want to. Subscribe. It helps a lot. And yeah, this sucks. It sucks.